Hello Capricorn, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. If Capricorn is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. All right, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Capricorn, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. There's the Moon card. Seems like a new moon energy going on right now. I'm going to put this into some context, all right? I feel like there's something that's not clear right now. There's something that we're maybe a little bit confused about, something that we maybe thought we saw the way forward. We thought we knew how things would turn out, but there's something unexpected going on. Interesting. Okay, all right. A lot of earth, a lot of fire, and then, I mean, look at this. Yeah, look at this. I mean, we got major. We've got earth and fire over here as well. Let's select our mystery card, though. Bonus card, confirmation card. This is one card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. And we're just going to set this one aside. We'll put Mr. Ed right there on top. And what I'm going to start doing on this channel as just a bit of an exercise, make it a little more interactive. If at any point during the reading you get an idea of what that card is, type it out into the comment section, okay? At the end of the reading, I'll ask you to pause the video and let's try to collectively raise our vibrations, tap into our intuition, and see if we can figure out what that card is, right? And we'll type it into the comment section. If you want to play along, you don't have to. I feel like that's a way for us to build up our own spiritual force, you know, through these readings over time, right? Day after day, week after week, that we can work on this together, right? Anyway, not right now. That's coming later. First, let's look at these again, because we have, again, major, right on this vertical axis, too. And that's an interesting configuration. And then, of course, we have earth, earth, fire, earth, fire, earth, earth. So it's all earth and fire. And then, of course, the major arcana, right? We also have this Knight of Discs here, which is the Capricorn energy, the cardinal earth energy. You are all about fire and earth. This feels very urgent to me. This feels like a very serious situation because right off the bat, I feel like you've sacrificed a lot to try to manifest this Wheel of Fortune, your best life, right? And that's what we see happening here. We see a lot of fire becoming earth energy. You've already sacrificed a lot to get where you are, to get where you're going, to build this thing. For there now to be this kind of uncertainty where it's almost as if, with this Moon card, it's almost as if we were just we were traveling along, things were fine. Now suddenly we can't see what's in front of us. Suddenly it's not so predictable. Suddenly something is different, right? Something has changed, and now I can't see the rest of the timeline. Does that make sense? So something unexpected, I think, is maybe happening right now or will happen soon that's going to obscure the rest of your vision, right? That is going to make uncertain the rest of your timeline. We have to be prepared for this so that we can keep the timeline on track, okay? And it feels like you really had well, you've got this, the Knight of Pentacles. I'm kind of skipping around a little bit because this feels like it's not a situation that has such linear or kind of chronological things going on. I feel like this is one moment. I feel like this is a very serious moment. And I think there is something unexpected that could kind of change the course of things, but we want to make sure we keep things on track. Now, with this Knight of Pentacles, this is the Capricorn energy. I think you've always had a very clear vision of what you're doing, where you're going, what your path is, if it's something financial, career, business, if it's spiritual, if it's family, whatever it might be, creative. Whatever you're manifesting, whatever your will is. I feel like you've always been able to see the future. This is the card that has spiritual vision, right? You've got that fire within you, and you can see, as you survey the land, you can see how it's going to manifest. It's very clear to you, usually. Right now, there's some obscurity that's clouding your vision, that we can't see the future state of things. It's because of this unexpected thing, this variable. Something new, perhaps, came into the picture. Or will be, right? That's obscuring your prediction of the future, the timeline that you see before you, okay? What is it that's going on? Well, let's see. We also have the 9 here, the 9 of Pentacles. And this is some Venus and Virgo energy. Now, I'm no astrologer, right? I'm no astrologer. But to me, this is a very positive card. And usually the 9 of Pentacles is some progress. We're seeing some visible signs of progress. Could be that maybe the progress is speeding up, right? Maybe this is a realization, or we're beginning to realize this. We still have that moon energy. It's still not quite clear. Seeing how the more we get, kind of the more we spend, right? Maybe it's a little bit of that lifestyle creep, I guess. But I feel like it's a little bit different than that. I feel like the more energy we accumulate, the more we are able to bring to ourselves, the more progress we make, the more we have to expend that energy just to maintain this level of progress, right? So there's something, I don't think it's health or wellness related, but there's something that is obscuring that future vision for you. It's almost as if we're not sure that we can sustain this. Right? Because this is the machinery here. This is like you get out of it as much as you put into it. And you're realizing that this thing is going faster and faster. It's growing larger and larger every day. But in order for you to sustain that, you have to keep putting in more energy. Right? And maybe that's this ace here. Maybe that's the fire energy. That's why we see the fire energy. And honestly, if we look, we've got more earth. See, earth, 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 earth. We've got way more earth than fire energy. So maybe this is a situation where we're not sure that we can sustain the attention, the focus, the will, the fire energy necessary to continue manifesting things at this level. Right? If you were to hold back a little bit of your fire, well, I think we would see, what we see here, 10 to 9, we'd see things kind of diminish a little bit. Right? And let's talk about the 10 here in the recent past, because this, yes, maybe because it's a 10 and then we had the 9, maybe that's kind of, we'll see the universe kind of shrinking, right? If we were to scale back our efforts in any way, this thing would get smaller, right? The bigger it gets, the more you have to put into it. The more you put into it, the bigger it gets, and then it requires more from you, and it's just, It's kind of a beast, right? But the Ten of Pentacles in the position of the past also represents your idea of success, your picture of your best life. This was your original blueprint. This was the original vision of the knight. Remember, we said that you can see out in the landscape how this is all going to play out and what it's going to look like. Well, this is it. This is what you see when you're out here surveying the land, okay? This is your idea of wealth and success, what it means to you. What does it look like to you? Now, every time we get the 10 of Pentacles, I like to ask the audience, what is the picture of your best life? If I asked you to draw a picture of your best life, what would it look like? Would you have pets, plants, people, things? Where would you be? What would you be doing? Would you be in the picture? Sometimes we forget to draw ourselves in the picture of our best life. Can you imagine? Maybe that is the key. Maybe we're onto something here with this. Because we have the Hanged Man up here. You've already sacrificed a lot for the progress that you've made. Maybe the Hanged Man is here to say, hey, we forgot the most important thing in the picture of our best life. We forgot you. Maybe there are needs here. Maybe you require certain things. Maybe you have, there's part of you that needs attention too, but you're putting all of your efforts into this, whatever this project is, this business, this life, this picture, right? This future. That maybe we have needs right now. Maybe these are your more spiritual needs, your more emotional needs. This is a water energy here. Maybe the obscurity that we see here, the reason why the future seems kind of fuzzy now is because we're starting to realize that our needs are changing. Maybe the picture of our best life, maybe it's changing as we look up at this Hanged Man and think, I've been sacrificing a lot of myself. Maybe I need to readjust things. And just this thought process alone, I think, is obscuring the future a little bit. It's kind of like in Back to the Future, when Marty McFly has that photograph of his family or whatever, and the more he starts to kind of think about things and change things and do different things in the past or present or whatever is going on, that picture starts to change. Right? People start to fade in and out of that picture. Maybe it's a little bit like that, right? Maybe it's not as clear as a vision as it once was, because we're starting to change our perspective on what we need. Could be. Either way, what we see in the future is very hopeful, very positive, the Ace of Wands. This is you having a renewed vision, a renewed aspiration. This is you feeling the heat, feeling the creative fire, feeling that confidence, right, in what you're creating. And maybe it's because, and look, I did this unconsciously. I didn't intend to put these cards in the wrong place, but maybe that's what's going on. Maybe we're putting ourselves in the middle of things rather than we are just kind of an attaché to the process itself, right? That maybe we need to put ourselves front and center and take care of our own needs. Figure out how we can incorporate our personal needs in the bigger picture of what we're doing with our life, right? In whatever context, I don't know what you're doing, but here is that fortune card. And this is you kind of understanding what it takes for you to create this best life scenario, how to manifest this picture. This is you really looking to expand and grow and follow the kind of spiritual impulse. This is beneath the surface. This is the motivating thing. You want success, right? You want to be in harmony with the expanding universe. We want to, if this is a business, maybe this is your own spiritual path, we want to grow. We want to expand. We want to do more, be capable of more, experience more. But there's something we've been sacrificing here, something about your personal kind of needs. Right? Interesting. The Ace of Wands, I like that. This might be a bit of a new direction. It might be that because of whatever is going on with this moon energy, I think this is kind of an unexpected, I think there's some event that's taking place that maybe is leading to this realization that we've sacrificed too much of ourselves, that we have to put ourselves into this best life picture. So it's coming through some kind of a situation in your life, right? Maybe a conversation with somebody, maybe an event at work, maybe just a kind of a moment of insight in your meditation or whatever it might be, but it's some kind of an event. And I don't think you were expecting this, right? The moon card is never really something we know is coming. This is an unexpected event that I think puts you on a little bit of a different path. This is us kind of revamping, we're editing this best life picture a little bit, right? We're painting some new stuff on here with this ace. That's your creative will, that Ace of Wands. That's your consciousness. That's your enlightened, vision. And of course we have, didn't mean to do that, we have the Knight of Pentacles here, which now I think has this new fire energy, has this new vision. We're starting to see things a little bit more clearly now. Right, through this event, through whatever these realizations are, we've got this renewed vision. It's becoming clear again. And maybe what we see is kind of this challenge. This is a Mars and Leo energy. This is the idea that we've got a show of strength coming. And, maybe a lot of this is kind of a spiritual test of how committed you are to manifesting your best life. Because this is a big challenge. The Seven of Wands here is really kind of a test to see how much fight you got in you. How much do you believe in what you're doing? Are you easily defeated? Are you easily swayed? Are you easily silenced? So maybe what's going on here with the moon and with the Hanged Man and stuff, maybe this is kind of, maybe this is a bit of a crisis period. Crisis of faith. We're starting to ask ourselves, do I really want this? Do I really believe in this? How might I have to repaint things or edit the picture a little bit so that it is perfect? So it is, yes, what I really, really want, what I'm willing to fight for. Because it's time for you to prove yourself, kind of, to yourself. This is the card of the environment, the card of timing. It's time to wake this lion up, right? Mars and Leo. It's time for the lion to fight, right? No holds barred here. This is a test of your commitment. And I think you're feeling this renewed fire. Your vision is clear again. The crisis of faith seems to be over, whether it's through some sort of adjustment, some sort of realization, incorporating some other of our own needs into it, whatever it is. The fire has been renewed, and you're ready to fight for it. Okay? Now the next card, the Eight of Pentacles. This is in the position of what we don't want. And this is, well, kind of the opposite of the Seven of Wands. This is the idea that we're putting in all of this fight. No holds barred, giving it everything we have. We are just kind of in the ring, bare knuckle, fighting for what we believe in. But the progress is slow. Right? So these two cards together, it's kind of maybe this is a real challenge here, right? Maybe this is the obstacle. You've got all of this fight, right? You're expected to just keep going and enduring and fighting with everything you have. But you're not going to see such tremendous gains. See, now if you look again, and this is again kind of why I'm saying that it seems like the more effort you put into it, the more it's going to require your efforts. And it's almost as if your fire can't keep up with the earth. We go from 10 to 9 to 8, right? So it's like no matter how much effort you put into it, the growth is slowing, right? The growth is slowing down because there's just no way for you to keep up with it. You have to keep putting in more and more and more effort, but the progress is slowing down. There needs to be a place where this kind of all comes together and it plateaus, levels out, where your efforts match the growth of the business or the progress, whatever, and it's equal, right? Because now you keep putting in more and more and more and more, but it's still slowing down anyway. Is it going to slow down far enough to where you can kind of slow down and it's equal, right? I don't know what we need here to get us to that point. But here we have an ace of pentacles at the end. We have the ace of wands and the ace of pentacles. Maybe this is the union. Maybe this is the kind of the equilibrium here, right? Maybe the earth energy slows down 10, 9, 8, and maybe our fire energy, 7, and eventually maybe we get both down to the aces where it's just kind of, it's equal and it matches 1 to 1, right? Maybe this is the ratio we need, 1 to 1. 1 ounce of effort, 1 pound of results. Or, well, I mean, I guess that's not equal, but, the exact kind of mixture, the right ratio. And maybe it's not 1 to 1, Ideally, it would be minimum effort, maximum returns, right? An ounce and a pound of results. Right now, I think it's the opposite. I think you're putting in so much effort and the results are getting smaller and smaller. Okay, we need it to be a little bit more equal. I think the symbolism here is the 1 to 1 symbolism, but in practice, I don't know. Maybe the mystery card will help us. Let's see what this is. Thank you, Mr. Ed. Now, this is the point in the reading where I'm going to ask you all to look at the cards. We'll switch the camera. Try to connect with the images, with the energies. And if you haven't yet, type into the comment section what you think this is. Let's collectively raise our vibrations, connect with spirit, connect with our intuition, and see if we can figure this card out. I'll give you some time if you want to play along. Go ahead and pause the video now. I'll have a sip of my lemon water. All right, well, what I think it's going to be is more fire energy. Honestly, I feel like maybe our ace is expanding, right? This is kind of our renewed passion that maybe now we feel that we've got so much more to put into this because we're trying to get to this. Maybe we're trying to get to an ounce of effort, a pound of results, right? Maybe it's not a 1 to 1. Maybe we're trying to put in everything we have now to get this to a point where it is requiring less effort, So I feel like right now we need more fire energy. We have enough earth. We need some fire to get the earth moving again until it maybe reaches a certain level where it can even out a little bit, right? So I'm thinking fire energy. I'm thinking maybe a 2 or a 3. I don't know. Let's see. How many of you guessed it would be a 7 of Wands, which is what we have here now. We have 2 of these. And to me, this is saying, don't give up. Don't stop fighting. Fight harder, right? Fight harder, even though it feels like it's a losing battle. It feels like the earth, the progress, the growth is slowing down. Doesn't mean you need to slow down too. It's easy if we see that we're not really making the kind of progress. It's easy to just get a little discouraged and scale back your efforts, right? That's not going to help anything. If anything, you need to double your efforts. That's what we see here. Despite the fact that it seems like our car is slowing down, doesn't mean that you should let off the gas, right? Or stop pushing the car. It means push harder. Give it more gas, right? It needs more, and maybe you'll reach a point where we'll hit the crest, right? And things will start going down. We'll pick up some speed and some momentum, gravity and stuff. I think that's what we're getting at here. Okay. Very interesting. Don't give up. Double your efforts. We are going to do an extended Capricorn. If you want to stick around, click either above or below in the description box. New Capricorn readings come out every Thursday and Sunday at 6 a.m. Chicago time. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. All right? I want to thank you for watching this video all the way through until the end. Really helps out the algorithm, which in turn helps out the channel. Okay? And I appreciate that. I appreciate you letting me read for you. Thank you so much for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot.